Welcome back. In this lesson, we're going to learn another way to say while, and that is with the taga form. Now, you can use this form whenever you want to say that you do something while also doing something else. So here's how to make it. Get an action verb stem and attach taga. Then finish the rest of the sentence. For example, 학교로 가다가 친구를 만났어요. I met a friend while going to school. Or 저녁을 만들다가 전화를 했어요. I made a phone call while making dinner. Just like the 음연소 form that we learned last lesson, this taga form also is only used when the same person or the same noun is doing both actions. However, unlike the 음연소 form, this taga form does not actually mean that those two actions happen at the same time. The taga form actually means that something happens after starting something, interrupting it so that it never finishes. For example, in the sentence, 학교로 가다가 친구를 만났어요. You met your friend after you started going to school. And meeting your friend interrupted you going to school. So you hadn't arrived at school yet. Therefore, you met your friend while going to school. Just keep in mind, whatever action comes after the taga form is what interrupted the action that comes before the taga form. In this way, it translates as while. And that's all there is to using this taga form to mean while. So let's take a look at a few example sentences. 화장품을 사러 가다가 차가 고장 났어요. While going to buy makeup, the car broke down. So I started going to buy makeup, and after I started that, the car broke down, which interrupted me going to buy makeup, so I never did. 결혼식에 가려고 뛰어가다가 넘어졌어요. I tripped and fell while running in order to go to the wedding. Note that just as 걸어가다 and 걸어오다 mean to walk either to somewhere else with 가다 or to here, 오다, 뛰어가다 and 뛰어오다 mean to run, either running somewhere else, 뛰어가다, or running here, 뛰어오다. 책을 읽다가 잠들었어요. I fell asleep while reading a book. So I started to read the book, but falling asleep interrupted that action, so it happened while I was doing it. 초아 씨는 국수를 먹다가 갑자기 나갔어요. While eating noodles, Choa suddenly went out. 예능 프로그램을 보다가 크게 웃었어요. I laughed loudly while watching a variety show. Note that 크다, to be big, and 작다, to be small, can also be used to describe the volume of something. The adverbs 크게 and 작게 mean in a loud or in a quiet way. 자다가 침대에서 떨어졌어요. I fell down from the bed while sleeping. So now that we've finished learning about this form taga, let's do a conversation practice between two people, Jenny and Chaeyoung. First, Jenny says, 저는 오늘 중학교를 지나가다가 교통사고를 봤어요. Today, while I was passing by the middle school, I saw a traffic accident. 어머, oh my. 다친 사람이 있었어요? Was there a person who was, past tense action verb, injured? 아닌 것 같아요. I don't think so. Or literally, I don't think it is. 그래도 저는 도움이 필요하냐고 물어봤어요. But still, I asked, do you need any help? 경찰도 불렀어요? Did you also call the police? 부르다, to sing, can also be used to mean to call out to someone. 경찰은 우연히 그곳에 이미 있었어요. The police, by coincidence, were already in that place. 그래서 안 불러도 됐어요. So I didn't need to call them. Or literally, it was okay if I didn't call them. 다행이네요. That's fortunate. 저는 제니 씨의 말을 들으면서 조금 걱정이 되기도 했거든요. Just so you know, while I was listening to what you were saying, I did get a little worried. And we'll talk about this form in just a moment.
저는 오늘 중학교를 지나가다가 교통사고를 봤어요. 어머, 다친 사람이 있었어요? 아닌 것 같아요. 그래도 저는 도움이 필요하냐고 물어봤어요. 경찰도 불렀어요. 경찰은 우연히 그곳에 이미 있었어요. 그래서 안 불러도 됐어요. 다행이네요. 저는 제니 씨의 말을 들으면서 조금 걱정이 되기는 했거든요.
So before we go, let's talk a little bit about the form that we saw at the end of the conversation, and that is the ki form. The ki form can be used together with any verb to add emphasis to it. And this is used together with 하다. For example, in the conversation, 조금 걱정이 되기는 했어요. This literally means, as for worrying a little, I did. As in, I did worry a little. A more natural translation of this sentence could be, I was a bit worried, with emphasis on the was. You may also find 기도하다 used in the same way as 기는 하다. Adding the particle 도 in this way adds the meaning of also or even to the verb itself, instead of to a noun. For example, 저는 한국어를 공부해요. I study Korean. Or 저는 한국어를 공부하기도 해요. I even or I also study Korean. So in this lesson, we learned our third form for how to say while. So practice all three of these forms and I'll see you again in the next lesson. 그럼 다음에 또 봐.